Hey, Washingtonians, tonight we're talking about House Bill 2153. It's time to get educated. We're going to educate guys in Oregon, Western Seaboard, Eastern Seaboard about your guys' goofy freaking bill that you put in. Go figure. You put this House bill in on April 1st, April Fool's Day? I mean, did you decide to paint a target on your head when you put it in action? It is a stupid bill. A lot of what consists of it, different parts and pieces, we'll get into that, but you won't believe it. So, we all know it is a big problem. Catalytic converters are getting stolen right and left. It's been like that for a long time. Different states have tried in the past to come up with different ideas to stop this. I got a good idea what they should do. A lot of people have thought of the same idea, but why they haven't put them in motion, who knows? I do not believe charging people up to $500 to mark their catalytic converter that they just bought from a lot. You know, a car that's $5,000 or $6,000, you're going to charge them that kind of money to go underneath the car or lift it up and actually mark the catalytic converter. Now, I really started digging into this. I was thinking about it the other night, and I said, how in the hell are they marking these catalytic converters? I thought, I wonder if they're stamping something via metal, like a metal stamp or something like that, or maybe even a tag with rivets, maybe some kind of dye or paint. Wait until you hear this. So, RCW 4670.350, catalytic converter marking. This is their official report, guys. You can look it up on the internet. Please look it up on Google. You won't believe it. If you don't believe me, read it right here. So, what they do is they take the last 8 digits of that vehicle it's on or that it came off of, and they mark those 8 digits, last part of the VIN, on that catalytic converter. This is what I was interested in finding out. Sufficient marking is done by a Sharpie on a catalytic converter, folks. I know a lot of guys work on cars and trucks, and they spend a lot of time on them, look under them, look on top. They know their way under the hood. You take a Sharpie, guys, and you write it on a porous surface that's been underneath a car for years and years, like this table right here with the rust on it. How do you think that Sharpie is going to come out? Whose great idea was that? I mean, seriously. A Sharpie on old steel that's rusted, that's got some type of, grease and oil and just plain dirt on it. And you're going to take a Sharpie and you're going to call that sufficient marking. Really? And you're going to charge people 3 digits to do that? Really? Now, there's more to it. You can actually opt out of this, and you can choose to sign. We actually printed the form off here. We've gotten right here. Washington Catalytic Converter Disclosure Statement. You can read through it. There's different sections here, 1, 2, and 3. Number 1, buyer is electing catalytic converter attached to the vehicle buyer has purchased from such and such, whoever the car lot is, whatever it is, an auction, maybe, whatever. Yada, yada, yada. Separately listed, itemized purchase on the invoice. Buyer acknowledges the may pick up buyer's vehicle. Yeah. It'll take paperwork time. We all understand that. Now, section 2, buyer is declining to permanently mark catalytic converter. Permanently mark. Hence the reason, permanently mark. Sufficient mark catalytic converter attached to the vehicle as purchased from lot, whatever it is, auction. Now, you can also, on section 3, decline opposite and responsibility to determine whether the vehicle is equipped with a catalytic converter. Folks, here's another problem. How do they know every vehicle that's sold up there in the state of Washington even came with a catalytic converter in the first place? Here's another thing. A lot of modern vehicles have 2 catalytic converters, especially if they've got 2 banks, like a V6 or a V8, 2 different banks, 2 different catalytic converters. In some cars, there's actually 4 catalytic converters. Can you imagine that? 4 of them from one vehicle. My God. Older diesel rigs. Older rigs that didn't meet emissions, early 90s, 80s, some of these vehicles did not have catalytic converters. So then you got to get this form, and you got to go down here and find out if your vehicle doesn't have one or whether it has. And then you can still decline it. Folks, who is it helping by charging random people $500 to go down there and mark a catalytic converter with the last 8 digits of a VIN? Even if you are scrapping this vehicle, and you don't take this catalytic converter, and you don't do what they want you to do with it, and you take it in. Now, this is what I think they should do. We're skipping ahead here. When you scrap a vehicle or whatever it is, or even steal a catalytic converter, why are you still able to sell it to these people, these recycling places, or whoever buys them? Why are you even able to sell it to them? And why would they give you money? That's the first problem in the first place. The buying outlets. Let's go after the buying outlets that actually buy these damn things and make it so the people that are selling have to have proper credentials or are a known seller. Why can't we do that? That's the simplest thing in the world. Like an auto shop, dismantlers. If you've got a dismantler's license, you should be the only one that can sell cats to a recycled buyer. Think about that. How hard was it to do that instead of writing up this freaking House Bill 2153? Folks, I'm a firm believer in this world. There is an ass for every seat. What they've got going on up there in Olympia, who knows? Have they even got the seats filled? And if they do, what kind of people are sitting in them? Let's get back to this. So, I do not believe this will really help anybody, but the buyer is going to be out sufficient funds. Not everybody knows parts and pieces of a car. Not everybody knows exactly what goes into marketing a catalytic converter. So are they going to go ahead and probably pull the trigger on $500 when they buy a really nice fancy rig that they're putting 20, 30 grand down on? Probably. Let's not let this happen to people who are buying equipment. Now, we all know that some equipment does have diesel exhaust fluid systems on it, DEF, all these catalytic converters with DEF injectors. They've got catalyst systems in them. Let's not let this happen to equipment. Don't be bamboozled. Get a form, fill it out, and actually read what's going on here and how to opt out. Why can't we get together on this? Folks, Washington has had a long line of stiffing people. They are money miners. They've been like that for a long time. Look at DMV. When you go down and you register a new vehicle, it's not like Oregon, how good an MPG it gets or what the vehicle is. It's just a mandatory flat rate. It's been like that in Oregon for a long time. Washington bases the actual accumulative value on your vehicle, even if it's been wrecked, even if it's been rebuilt, even if it's got a million zillion miles on it and it's only 5 years old. They base it on their, not Kelley Blue Book, but their own, you could say a black book that they've got printed out, and they know exactly what it should be worth. It doesn't mean what they're selling for on the internet, not even close. This is some absorbent amount that they pull out of this mysterious book and assign to your vehicle, and then that's what you pay as far as the registration tax, which is nonsense. Absolute nonsense. I mean, if we're getting $500 a pop for every catalytic converter and we're doing this, let's keep the roads as smooth as glass, folks, and that's not what's going on up there. Here's a perfect example. Can you fathom the idea of a vehicle that's, I'll say 15, 10, 12 years old, and it's been sold 7 or 8 times in its life, and this comes about, and maybe every other buyer is dumb enough to actually let them get charged for that amount? How many dollars have we wasted on that particular vehicle through the different parties that have owned that vehicle over that time, from April 1st on? Can you imagine that? What a freaking money mining business. Money miners. There's getting to be more and more of them every day, and a lot of them work for the state. So whenever you see a state stamp or anything, you go to DMV, hide your wallet, because you don't know what you're getting ready for. Folks, it's all about educating your system. How hard is it to actually type in House Bill 2153 and find out what it consists of, and actually educate yourself how to opt out of it? We'll talk to you later. If you've got any questions, comments, leave me something.